Florida versus Mizzou. It's good, bad, and ugly. What do we like? What we didn't like? Here's a couple things. Anthony had 66 yards passing, only 14 attempts. There's a few times, and again, I'm watching all kinds of games yesterday. My finger, I've got arthritis in my thumb here from trying to switch from channel to channel yesterday. And there was a lot of deep bombs that Anthony had, a lot of good throws deep to his wide receivers where they were just, they dropped the ball or they just didn't go up there and get it. And those are tough to tell, like, whose fault is that really? I think the quarterback's job was to throw it into a zone, a pocket, right? Not necessarily always in the breadbasket, but in the vicinity. And it is up to the wide receiver at times to go up there and get it. I mean, I watched the 5-star wide receiver from Texas A&M go up and get some balls last night, right? And that lets me know, like, look, I think Anthony is suffering a little bit on that. This isn't a knack on the wide receivers. I mean, it might be a little bit, but I do think the quality there is definitely down from what other quarterbacks are working with. And again, we can't always see the route running that's going on. Here's one thing that's concerning to me is Ricky Pearsall had only one catch for 9 yards. We're not utilizing that guy enough at all. Game 1 against Utah, picking him apart. And again, he's more of a slot guy. He's like a Cooper Kupp, Edelman type of guy in between the hash marks, slant routes, things like that. Your goal is to get him the ball on 2 to 3 yard dumps to let him do his work, and we're not doing that enough. We're trying to get it to Shorter, which I love. I think they're getting a good relationship. But 1 catch for Shorter, 1 catch for Dante Zanders, 2 for Xavier Henderson, and then 1 for everybody else. I mean, we're not spreading the ball. I mean, we're spreading it out, right? But it's just, I don't know. I know we ran the ball pretty well. We ran the ball for 245 yards, which was great. I mean, I love seeing us run the ball more. I don't think we're utilizing Anthony in the run enough. We're trying to do the QB draw, which I call for it at times, and then at times I don't want it, and I don't think he's selling it enough. In my opinion, right? You can feel it in the room when he's going to do a quarterback draw. And he knows it. The D-line knows it. The defensive coordinator on the other team knows it. Billy doesn't even know it. And it's just, he hikes it. And instead of selling it, sitting back and looking and allowing for the play to develop, right, for allowing those holes to open up, and the middle linebacker kind of shift back a little bit, it just step backs and goes, and it gets torn up from that, right? So I think read option needs to be in the playbook a little bit more, right, where he can you've got a great running back room, so they're going to have to respect that. If you go to run hand it off, linebacker bites, Anthony takes off and he's gone. I mean, that's 6-7 yards a carry. And that was the biggest thing. I felt that we kept putting ourselves into situations yesterday where it was 2nd and 9, and then we would try to do a deep bomb, and then it's 3rd and 9, right? Or we have a bad first play, and it's 2nd and 10, and instead of just kind of eating it up and taking a few yards, we try to, again, do a big play down the field, and now we're 3rd and 10, trying to make something happen, and then that's when we do the 4 or 5 yard play, and now we're like, do we go for it or do we punt it? And that was where I was getting frustrated. It was like the rhythm of play calling never really seemed to get going. Billy talked about it in his press conference a little bit. The play calling is getting better. It just never seemed to we never really got it on our own little rhythm, our own little groove. For us to win the game yesterday, if you look at stats, I mean, we had less first downs. Let me pull this up here. We had 13 first downs compared to 21. We had 4 passing first downs compared to 13 against Mizzou. Passing, we had 6 compared to 220. Time of possession, I believe, was like 36 minutes to 23 minutes. This seems like a Florida game, but usually we're the Mizzou side, right? We lead every statistical category, yet we still lose the game. So it was interesting to see that part of it. The other thing, too, everyone's like, well, we didn't beat them by a lot. We missed 2 field goals, right? So there's 2 field goals that would have put us up to, what do we have? What was the final score? I think it was like 24-17, right? So it's been 31-17. That scoreboard looks a little bit more promising. I think Florida fans, we judge our success based on how things look, right? Like how bad did we beat them? Did we roll Mizzou? And I think that would have probably made Florida feel a little bit better, in my opinion. To me, I think we should have went forward on those situations, but